Al Jean, executive producer of The Simpsons, has made a strong message that he will kill off one of the most beloved characters of The Simpsons. Now, our only guess to which one it will be is that the actor who plays said character has won an Emmy for that role. But let's speculate on who it could be.
I didn't catch that it was Emmy for playing that character. Do we know who the Emmy-winning Simpsons characters have been?
Yes. So we have basically everyone in the main cast. Basically everyone. So Nancy Cartwright, who is Bart, and many other characters. Dan Castellaneta as Homer, Grampa and Krusty, Barney, and many others. Julie Kavner, Marge, Selma, Patty, and Jacqueline Bouvier.
Okay.
Hank Azaria as Apu, Chief Wiggum, Moe, and like 24 more. Yeardley Smith as only Lisa. Marsha Wallace as Edna Krabappe. Jackie Mason as Rabbi Kristofsky. Kelsey Grammer as Sideshow Bob, and Anne Hathaway as Princess Penelope. Surprisingly, Harry Shearer has never won an Emmy, so Mr. Burns, Smithers, Reverend Lovejoy, Kent Brockman, Lenny, Principal Skinner, Otto Mann, Rainier Wolfcastle, and Ned Flanders are all safe.
I didn't realize Otto's last name.
Otto Mann.
Otto Mann.
Because Bart calls him that. But that leaves us wondering, like, who's left? Bookies have already made their choices as to who will die, and I believe we have that graphic in a minute. Yes. So these are the, this is not the one I asked. Well, yeah. So these are the least likely to die. So don't bet on Homer or Bart, obviously, or Lisa or Maggie. Okay. Or Marge. So there's I've been hearing a lot of talk about Fat Tony, but he already died. Yeah, and was replaced by Fit Tony, his cousin.
Yeah, Fat Tony's gone. He's dead.
And Ned Flanders is on here, despite not being voiced by an Emmy Award-winning actor. Lenny, Carl, Hans Moleman. So the one that they believe it will be is Edna Krabappe.
That's a good guess.
That is a good guess. Sideshow Bob and comic book guy coming in second.
Grandpa is Abe Simpson.
Oh, I'd be, yeah. Snake, Apu, Nahasapima Petalon, Krusty the Clown, and Moe Szyslak. All of those kind of have a good case going for them. Mm-hmm. Like, many people are offended by Apu, his South Asian parody, and it's a little out of date in today's era, I feel like.
And yeah, I mean, I haven't been really keeping up with The Simpsons, but have they done a lot with Apu recently?
Well, see, people are saying, because he's in the future episodes when they, you know, Professor Frank likes Glimpse to the Future, Apu's there and so are the octuplets, but then people are also saying, well, those aren't canon.
They're not canon? Why wouldn't they be canon?
Well, there's a few different future possibilities, like one Lisa is president, one she marries Mandy Patinkin, and the other one was the high school one where she ends up with Milhouse and Bart ends up with a character voiced by Amy Poehler, whose name escapes me at the moment. Okay. And it's just, there's a lot of different ones. So it's not super clear which, if any of those are canon. So people are saying maybe not Apu. Well then, number one was Mrs. Krabappel, which would be kind of sad because she's the voice of how shitty the education system is. And, well, but then on the other hand, they did that really unpopular thing, that Nedna campaign. Like, should Ned Flanders and Edna Krabappe get married? Plus, that would be his second wife that is dead.
Which is ironic and funny.
In a horrible way.
I wasn't thinking of Edna until you said just that.
What?
Because I think the writers would kill off Ned's wife twice.
They would do that twice? Oh, and and then he could be not religious after that. That could go a whole new way.
It's a whole different story.
It's a whole new world.
Do you have a prediction?
I'm a little worried that it's going to be Grandpa Simpson. I mean, they've already killed Mona Simpson, voiced by Glenn Close. Mm-hmm. And Grandpa, they do a lot of like, oh, I've got one foot in the grave jokes, and they kind of make light of that a lot. And I think they've teased the idea of him dying a lot. Plus, he's 80 plus in the show, which makes me sad.
Like anyone ages on that show.
Well, he's perpetually 80 plus, as is Marge's mom, Jacqueline. But I feel like I don't want them to kill Grandpa, but I feel like they're going to kill Grandpa, which would make me sad because my own grandpa is getting on in years, and I might freak out.
Yeah, I think that one's very likely because it will affect the main characters in a way that I don't think anyone else on this list would.
Well, it's about time that they put in a real, you know, game changer in the show. Many people have complained that The Simpsons has been losing steam steadily. I mean, I feel like it's gotten a little bit better than it had been, let's say, in 2008, 2007. but it's never going to reclaim its glory days of seasons, what, 3 through 9? I would say those are the best seasons.
Yeah, I also think that they can afford, joke-wise, to lose Grandpa Simpson because they have enough other older characters so they can still do old people jokes.
What about Krusty?
I don't think they'd give up Krusty, and I don't think they'd give up Barney.
I don't think they'd give up Sideshow Bob because
I think
the
they
temptation.
will. That's my guess.
Really?
I think it's Sideshow Bob.
But they have the temptation to bring him back so much, and it's fun.
And I think it's terrible every time they do now.
Not every time. Remember when he stepped on that rake? That was brilliant. What if he died by like stepping on a rake?
No, I don't think that'll be the case.
Yeah, there'll be poison on the rake, and it'll hit him in the face, and he'll swallow it.
Do you need poison on a rake to die by rake?
That's how I would do it.
I think it would be some sort of comical stepping on a rake, which sets off a whole nother series of events.
It has to have a
which
rake.
have him careening off a cliff, and like normally he would just kind of like dust himself off and get up, but then he'll actually be dead.
They gave him a family though now.
All the more reason to kill him.
Wow.
Gravitas.
You know what? Respect. If they kill like an actually important character who would affect the other characters.
Sideshow Bob is more important than Grandpa?
No, I'm
More
saying they're
important than
both
Edna?
important. I think Edna and Grampa are the two more important ones of those three we've mentioned. But they had said that it's going to be emotional. So I feel like
So not Chief Wiggum.
So not Sideshow Bob, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So I feel like it will be Edna or Grandpa because, you know, Edna is grumpy, but she represents something to us. She came into this very bright, ready to teach, and she's been worn down by shit and more shit and piles of shit, just like the real education system. So maybe that's like some kind of social commentary they'd be putting in. I don't know. I'm actually kind of excited to see this. Or it could be Comic Book Guy because he would not be too happy about the upcoming Family Guy Simpsons crossover. Worst episode ever. Huh? That could be fun.
Or are they killing off someone who's voiced by someone who doesn't want to do The Simpsons anymore, or who might die soon, or I don't know. Like, it could be Rabbi Krustowski.
He's not a popular recurring character, though.
No, he's not.
So
But
that knocks
did
out
they say
him
it has
and
to be a popular recurring
I
character? Or
heard
just a
regular character or a recurring character. Aren't those both kind of considered more often?
No, it doesn't have to be popular to be regular or
Rabbi
recurring.
Krustowski.
That's it.
Krustowski is barely ever there. He's only spoken like maybe 2 or 3 times.
That would be the cop-out one.
Yeah. If that happened, I wouldn't be too happy. All right, we will see. Who do you think is going to be killed off from The Simpsons, and who would you like to be killed off from The Simpsons? And don't say everyone, you bitter, bitter people, some of you. Let us know in the comments.